Pretty neat little, so I always wanted to do one of these. I saw this on printables or something similar, and I can give you guys the link to this. I printed it kind of hasty and whatnot, but anyway, there's a whole bunch of stuff the guy custom mounted. I just put alligator clips in the thing and a Milwaukee doohickey, and what I like is you can see the current draw on things. I can immediately know at what voltage, what amperage, inrush, on a bench, and then I know what kind of wiring and fuses I can put on it. So this says 12 volts, 80 watts, and I think I have this set for 14 volts. Let's make it 12 volts and turn it on. I wired them both to Wagos, and we're gonna see. So this has 5.2 amps. It hits over current protection, and at 22 it's over a volt. It kind of soft starts. Let me turn it down to like 8 volts and see if we can turn these on without tripping the amperage. Amps, 50 watts. That's pretty good. I'm happy with that. So my plan was to use a 4-pin DT connector, power ground, because these are smaller gauge wires, and I did not anticipate these drawing much amperage, and being that both together are under 5 amps, pretty incredible. Wire them both together, split it up in a DT connector in case you ever need to swap them out, wire it to one relay, call it a day. Let's see if it'll fire up on 13. Yeah, it never triggered the... Interesting. What if we go... 15 volts, they're pulling 60 watts, 16 volts. Pretty neat. They seem to spin the same from 11, 9 volts. There we go. I really stepped down at 7 volts. So there's 5 volts. So these things probably PWM really well. There's 4 volts. Oop, that's making them mad. Let's say 5 volts is the minimum. And there's 12. Pretty neat. Neat thing I built to do dumb things. I didn't want to forget our boy. So like I talked about, I can't find, so I have 4-pin, but I don't have the keyways. I gotta search. I don't have the keyway. So this is the keyway that goes into these guys. V-way keyway. And then the keyway for this is the orange ones like this, but it's got 4. So anywho, I'm going to use a 6-pin and plug 2 of them. It strikes me that some of you possibly have never seen DT connectors and how they get put together. So there is what's called open barrels and closed barrels. These are closed barrels. Let's not do this thing and blow everybody out. So this is completely closed-ended. The other ones are split open on the back end. The closed barrel are extremely easy to crimp on account of me not having the crimp tool. All right, intermission over. So, let's see if we can get a really good... I know, right? That is an open barrel. The back of the barrel is open. This, you guys know Mark Rober? That's a closed barrel. The barrel is closed. Closed barrel uses one of these here tools. Let me go grab the other one and show you. So, this one's for doing open barrels. Meow meow. Chomp. And this one's for doing closed barrels. If you haven't done this, this will effectively blow your mind. You open up that ratchet and boy and you shove it in there. That's it. It's ready to rock. It's ready to go. It's incredible. And I'll mention now they come apart extremely easy. You can fix, repair. So there's 6 here, right? If I find or buy a 4-pin head, I can just swap them. You just pluck the pins out very easily. It's not hard at all to do. That's why it's so fantastic. So, we got our barrel in here. We're gonna take, I'm just trying to size up the camera here, guys. Bear with me. I'm not a videographer. Check it out. That's it. It is, I have pretty good hand and grip strength here, and it's one of those things where you're gonna rip the damn wire before you rip anything else. So, you just put all these guys on here. Let me see if I can get this in good focus again. I have it on spot focus, which is sometimes why it's terrible and sometimes it's awesome. They call it like product showcase mode or something. Anyway, it's helpful. You can just, I love it about these. You're just like, ugh. You shove the connector in there and then it's like in there. It's hard to, and you bottom out that guy and you crimp it and then you're done. The open barrel ones are cheaper, but they take longer to do. And this is just cooler. I do open barrels all the time. It's just that this kit came with closed. I like the closed barrel ones more, but if you have to wire something, if you're on a time crunch, you should get closed barrels. It'll take so much less time to just shove those in there and hammer them. Okay, so the really cool thing about DT connectors is you'll get a neat little tool. Well, in some of the kits, like Monkey Fab, I got this from Monkey Fab. It's the crimper and the tool. Nice tool, not the plastic handle one. It's the Aluma Boy. So, on the back here, you can see, maybe you can, let me, there. I think you can see the numbers. Let me check my screen and try not to, yeah. So 6, 5, 7. What do we got here? I can't read them. I'm giving you guys the pick here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, and you can put these in, obviously, you're pinning this. What I think I'm gonna do is do power and ground. 1 and 2. Actually, that's 1 and 6. You dumb. See? Look at this. The brain rot. 1 and 2. And then I'll probably go 6 and 5 just to keep it neat, because it's going to upset me the other way for some reason. Cake over here. Absolutely wrecking the guitar solo. Anywho, I'm pretty sure you can see in here. Let's mess around. See the tooth right there and the pin? It's very simple. You can just go in and push the pin out of the way and pull it right out. You can completely reorder them extremely easily. The plugs, look at this. They come apart, they go together. No problem. You can work on them like 1,000 times as long as you don't butcher anything. And then we are going to pin it to the other side, but since this is going to be like shoved in the bottom of my engine bay in the front, tranny cooler and all, since we put a fancy connector on it, we're going to fancy mechanics the whole way, and we're going to put plugs in it so water cannot get in the connector at all. Isn't that cool? It's a waterproof connector too. Shoving it through that, and then there's a rubber seal here. Really cool connectors. Can't say enough about them. Love them. Have fun. Another cool one. I went to, I'm just gonna try to heat shrink a Coke at this. Now that I think about it, I probably should not. I 3D printed those. Little propane holsters. Like here's the spare and here's the guy ready to go. Aren't those cool? Isn't this slick? I don't know. I think that's pretty cool. Alright, gentlemen! So, I put this cooler together and I was able to just like hang it on these big rungs. It fits under the intercooler, it gets a little bit of air. The fans are on the front. I need to flip it and see if I can fit it the same way. Either way, I got the brackets kind of in here and I can just pull them up and zippity-doo everywhere. More tonight at 5. Quick update, probably quitting very shortly. It's getting late. I mounted the cooler down here. I just trimmed a little bit so I could feed it and the fans straight down. And then I mounted it under here. I want to convert those to AN, but I also just want to drive it. Beat the hell out of it. So we'll figure that out then. Check out that rust-free North American truck.